So should you really buy that boat that you've been looking at for so long? Stay tuned, it's coming up. All right, y'all, Lou here from Beyond the Bounds. This is a channel geared towards bass fishing and gear reviews. So if you like that sort of thing, click that subscribe button up top. Let's get into today's topic, talking about should you really buy that bass boat or that boat that you've been looking at? Now, everybody's financial situations are going to be different. Yours are different from mine. Mine's different from Warren Buffett's. Okay, basically all of ours are different from Warren Buffett's, Bill Gates. You know, those people, they don't have these type of problems or, you know, financial considerations a lot of the time. And if they do, they're on grander scales than mine or yours. So just get that, you know, right off the bat that people are just at different stages in life. And that's going to play into some of the advice and some of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. So number one is it's really not what you can afford, it's what you should afford. Should you buy a $60,000 bass boat, or should you buy a $10,000 bass boat, or, you know, a $20,000? Everybody's going to have that happy medium that's going to put them in what they want, but not also break the bank. And that's what I would honestly shoot for. That's what this boat represents to me. This is a not absolutely break the bank. And this is something I can easily afford. Made my first payment today, and I paid over the minimum. And as that gradually goes on, I'm gonna continue to pay even more over the minimum to where I'm at double, or probably, you know, double and a half payment on this boat. And that's why I chose this boat. That's why it was, nah, I'm not gonna do the $30,000 or the $40,000 boat at the end of the day, because I can afford this one, and I can afford to pay on it more than the payment is. So that's gonna save me money in the long run. It's gonna pay this down faster. It's gonna at least build some equity in this boat so that when I do turn around and sell it, I could probably walk away with some cash. That still remains to be seen. There are a lot of options out there for people who are in this in the same boat. You know, you can buy a kayak. Kayaks are very affordable. They're gonna get you off the bank. You're gonna be able to experience different fishing, fishing out deep water. It's gonna give you access to more water, and it's a great starter vehicle. You can get into tournaments, you can travel all over with these things. Your costs are gonna be extremely minimal. There's no gas tank on there. There's no insurance that has to go with it. There's no finance plan, although some places like Delaware Paddle Sports will allow you to finance a kayak if you want. So, you know, the cost to haul that thing around is really cheap. That was actually one of the things that I watched when I was watching Fluke Master's video about his brand new boat. He made some really good points about towing the aluminum boats and how inexpensive that was. Let me tell you, the first time I hauled this thing, I watched that gauge go whoop, pretty much instantly with my gas mileage. Hey, I'm fine with that. I knew these kind of things going in, that it was gonna cost money, that it was gonna be a constant cash outflow, and I was prepared for that. The next bit of advice that I would say is really, what is your 5-year plan? You know, what's your 10-year plan? Perhaps you're a 20-year-old or something, and you're just getting out of college, you just got that that degree or something, and maybe, you know, you've been wanting this bass boat for a long time. Please hold off on getting, you know, the ZX 250 right off the bat. Maybe get a used ZX 250. Please don't go for the top notch right out of the gate. And I say that because, let me give you a personal anecdote for you. When I was in my early 20s, I made a purchase, and that purchase was a Ram 1500 truck. Truck I always wanted, fit to the nines, big 20-inch rims. I mean, it was beautiful. It's a truck, as a country boy, that's what I wanted. I wanted a nice truck, something that I could be proud of, you know, the 4-door, all that. Needless to say, that truck put me in a bad financial situation. Could I afford it? Yes. Should I have afforded it? No. What I should have afforded was the $5,000 car that would have been paid off in no time and would have allowed me to do other things. To save would have been one of those. Would have allowed me to start saving, because that's what boats also represent. They represent money that's not going to be going into your savings. That's not going into a 401k. That's not earning interest. That's not allowing you. to spend money to an opportunity that might generate a cash flow. So, you know, you're taking away money when you purchase a boat that could be used for bigger and better things, which is why, you know, number 4 on this list is that this is not an investment, okay? Don't think of it as investment. It is not an investment. It is not like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, sell it at a profit later on. Although as bass boat prices keep rising, it actually brings the secondary market up higher. So there are people who have bought used boats and sold them at profits. I said that was number 4, which means I skipped number 3. Number 3 is the Jesse Wiggins story, the fishing ninja out there on the Bassmaster. Now, I've been very impressed with Jesse and kind of what he's brought and kind of the message that he's put out there. You know, Jesse came to the tour later. Jesse went to college, made sure he got his college knocked out. Same with Mark Daniels too, you know, got a family to take care of, all of that. But they got these things squared away. They squared away the college, started making that money, and then started doing what they wanted. They took care of the little things. And when I go back to what's in your 5 to 10 year plan, are you planning to buy a home? Do you have kids? Are you gonna send those kids to college? You're gonna try to pay for these kinds of things. These are the things that as soon as they're born, you need to start planning for. These are things that I don't have to worry about. I already have properties. I don't have kids, you know, so I don't have those situations, but you might. And that's why I say every situation different. Know what your 5 to 10 year plan is. You know, yeah, you bought a truck. Is that truck gonna last you, you know, another 5 to 10 years? Is that, you know, so is it reliable? Is your job reliable? Are you gonna be able to maintain your finances and your income and your way of life for that period of time? Next is stability and risk, you know, which is what I've already started talking about there a little. You're gonna have to have a level of stability so that you can maintain the risk of ownership of a boat. By that I mean, you know, because the boats cost money. You're gonna have to spend money for fuel, payments, interest, insurance, upkeep, all the different products that you need, you know, oil, maintenance. There's, so, you know, the gas just to tow it. I had pretty much sticker shock when I pulled up, occupied 2 pumps, and walked away with a, you know, $150 gas bill pulling this thing back to Maryland. There's a linear relationship between risk and reward. For every little bit of risk that you take, you expect a level of a reward. And for that more risk that you take, you expect even more reward. And that's that linear relationship with risk and reward. So you have to be able to be stable enough to reap the rewards of the increased amount of risk that comes with owning a boat. So guys, that's this video. Should you buy a boat? I hope this helps you out. Don't back up, don't back down, keep grinding out there, and we'll see you in the next video.